The 19th of November, Rabbi Moore, Parsha Hashavua with Rashi, Chayei.
Yeah, I mean, they're arguing. He says the seller is saying, I don't want to take any money. And the buyer says, no, I insist on paying.
Right. And they keep saying, listen to me, listen to me.
Right. Now, what's also interesting is the next Rashi, Nosati. Okay?
Right.
Yeah, Rashi. Yeah, yeah. You read the Rashi?
I read the Rashi in Asati, yeah. Old
Yeah.
means
So what I'm pointing out is right that this, if you look in the previous pasuk, or not, but the pasuk Yud Aleph, Rashi says, "Nosati lecha kesef hasodeh kach mimeni." Where is it? Nosati lecha v'hamara sheboi lecha nesati. Hasodeh nosati lecha. Harihi kemoshe nosati lecha. That's what Rashi says over there. It's if I have given it to you. And here Rashi explains it slightly different. Nosati kesef hasodeh. And Rashi says over here, so the Rashi could have just as well said it's the same thing. It's as if I've given it to you.
Mm.
And Rashi doesn't quite translate it in that way. So here he brings from the Sifsei Chachamim. The Sifsei Chachamim says there's a difference over there. There we're talking about the field, and the field does not. It's not something you can give over physically. So therefore, Rashi says over there. Rashi says, "Hasoden osati lecha." Consider this as if I've already given over to you, meaning you've already acquired it. But it's not. It's not obviously the field he can't give over physically. So therefore, that's what Rashi says. It's as if I've already given it to you, meaning that you've done an act of acquisition. Whereas here, with regard to the money, Rashi says, "Nosati kesef asode," which Avram is saying to Ephron. It is, it's not that it is as if I've given it to you, because you can't say that because he hasn't given it. But he's saying, were it that I had already given it to you. That's what Rashi's trying to say. Nasati kesef hasod, were it that I had already given it to you. Okay. Well, we're going to see in a minute, the Maaseh, that Ephron was a big talker. Okay?
You said that last year also, and
I know you want to know how to. First of all, okay, let's see how the thing.
let's
Let's see how the. Let's go on to the next pasuk, and we'll see how.
It seems to be being a really nice guy.
Yeah, but in the end, he says it's 400 shekel kesef, and he takes it.
Yeah, but the field is extremely valuable. It's the burial place of Adam and Chava.
Right.
Extremely valuable. So he said, well, it's what it's worth.
Okay, so but in the end, I'll give you an example. Yeah, he says it's worth. I'm just taking an example. He says it's worth $400. Okay, and so you pay him in Australian dollars or Canadian dollars. No. That's not what I meant. I meant US dollars or something, some other dollars which are worth a lot more.
Silver dollars.
So here, this is.
But it's Abraham who chooses to do that. Ephraim doesn't insist on that.
That's true. But put it this way: at the end of the day, who's the generous one, and who's the less generous one, or should we say the one who's actually taking all the money and not ending up with doing any chesed whatsoever?
Well, that's my point. This is a very valuable field, so I would say at the end of the day, it's a good transaction. It's a valid business transaction.
I know that.
It was
Yeah,
worth.
but what I'm pointing out is is that what I'm pointing out is that in the end he took a lot of money. Ephron took a lot of money for the field. Now you can say, okay, he's perfectly justified, but originally he makes out that he's a really generous guy, and he says, I don't want to take any money whatsoever. And in the end, he takes $1 million. Now you can say, okay, listen, he didn't do anything wrong, 100%. But he originally made out he's a really generous guy, and in the end, he didn't. His generosity ended up as nil.
Well, you're ignoring this whole lengthy conversation.
He's very nice intentions, but the Maisa, at the end of the day, he did not do anything.
Well, he had no choice. Abraham insisted. He kept insisting, and he put up the money and he handed it to him. He said, okay, fine. If you insist, I'll take it. But I told you, you can have it for free.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. It may, just a thought occurred to me now. This may involve the question or the discussion whether by a goy you say machshava toiva HaKadosh Baruch Hu mitzaref l'maisa. Okay, we've had this discussion before. We say that a person who intends to do a mitzvah, a Jew who intends to do a mitzvah, but for whatever reason he's prevented from doing so, but he had a very good intention to do so, then we consider as if he's done it. Okay? But by a goy, we don't say that.
Yeah, we discussed that before. I object to this.
What do you mean? What do you mean you object?
It's Hashem is yashar. Hashem is straight. He's not gonna deal crookedly with a non-Jew and say, well, if you're Jewish, I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit, but if you're not Jewish, I'll not give you credit. That's not fair. That's not yashar.
It is fair because just imagine. I'll give you a thing. You've got 2 clients. You have a store, let's say. You have a store, okay? And 2 people come into the store, okay? One person is a very respectable person, and he says, I don't have money on me right now. Can I play on credit? Okay? So you say, yeah, okay, I know you. It's right, you can play on credit. Okay? And then afterwards, somebody else, you have no idea who he is. He doesn't look very honest thing. And he asks you, can I pay on credit? So you're going to say yes to him?
No. Why should I? You just said
unfair. That's unfair.
Not unfair.
It's grossly unfair. You gave the first guy, you gave him credit. Now to me, you don't give credit. That is absolutely unfair.
I don't agree. The person
making a decision. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
You're assuming because it's unfair because they're both equal. I'm telling you that they're not equal.
Well, that's true in your example, but it's not true in the case of a Jew and a non-Jew. Nobody has.
So that is exactly the point. The Jew and a non-Jew can be considered. If you give a Jew in a situation, I'm not talking about. I'm talking everybody necessarily being equal, but on the average Jew, and you say, you give an opportunity. He wants to do the mitzvah, and for whatever reason he didn't manage to. Is he going to be upset that he didn't miss out on the mitzvah? He's going to be very, very upset he missed out, and therefore HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to give him credit for the fact that he didn't do even though he didn't do the mitzvah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to give him credit as if he did, because his real intention was to do it. Whereas by the average non-Jew, it's not like that.
I don't see it that way.
Okay.
I think the average non-Jew and the average Jew Both have the same proclivity for wanting to do good things.
I don't know. I have to say, I have to admit
I was not
that
I was not
my
wrong.
experience of dealing with non-Jews is minimal, right? Because especially in the past 40 years where I've been living here in Eretz Israel. But you cannot compare the two. That's my opinion. You disagree? Fine. Okay, let's continue. Pasuk
Okay,
40 there.
yes, you're Dalit. Vayan Ephron et Avraham lemor lo. So, and Ephron answered to Avraham, saying to him, Adoni, Shma'eni eretz arba me'od shekel kesef beini uveincha mahi v'et meitcha kavor. Okay, so Adoni is my master. Okay, hear me. The land is 400 shekel in silver.
The land of worth, 400
Oh,
silver
worth.
shekels. Between me and you, what is it?
Oh, that is the land worth. Oh, okay, that must be built into Eretz.
Mhm.
Okay, well, that's Lisha Katana, I guess. Okay, whatever. Let's go to Rashi.
It's
Beni.
a land of 400 silver shekels.
Okay. That makes sense to me. Eretz, okay. Arba. Okay, Beincha, Beini uveincha. Between me and you. Bein Shnei Ohavim Kamohu. It's like two, I guess, people that like each other,
Good friends.
good friends, as like we. Okay. Mahi Hashavua leklum. What is the
What is it? What importance is it?
importance is it? Okay. Excuse me. Ella hanach et hameker. Rather, I guess put aside hameker.
The price.
Oh, the price. Okay. The et metcha kavor, and bury your dead.
Yeah, actually, interesting. I translated it. It's a good translation. I said so myself. I said halacha samecha means leave business aside
Oh,
and bury your dead.
okay. Well, that's another way to put it. Good.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to Pasuk 16.
Vayishma Abraham el Ephron, vayish kol Abraham leEphron es hakesef asher diber be'aznei v'nei chet arba me'os shekel kesef over la socher. So Abraham listened to Ephron, and Abraham weighed out to Ephron the money that he had mentioned in the hearing of the children of Chet.
Yeah. It's a bit literally translated, which he'd spoken for the Bnei Ches to hear.
Okay. Arba me'os shekel kesef, 400 silver shkalim, over the socher. It says in negotiable currency.
Yeah, I translated in universal currency.
Okay. Okay, so Rashi says, Vayishkol Avraham le'Ephron, Chaser Vav. So the name Ephron is spelled without a Vav. Lefi Shamar Harbe, because he said much, Va'afilu Ma'at Lo Asa, and even a little bit he did not do. Shenatal Mimenu Shkalim Gidolim, that he took from him large shekels, Shehain Kantarim, which are Kantarim. It doesn't translate Kantarim. I don't know what Kantarim means.
I translated as centenaria,
What?
which are coins worth a full 100 smaller units.
So it's a value.
Mm-hmm.
Shne'emar, as it says, over lisocher.
Last soicher.
Pardon? You said in universal currency.
Well, that's what Rashi says. Shemiskablim b'shekel b'chol mokim.
Shemistablim b'shekel, which are accepted as a shekel b'chol makom, everywhere. So that's where you got the idea of universal.
Yeah. Like they say, American Express. In the old days, used to have traveler's checks.
Without it.
What?
Don't leave home without it.
Right, exactly.
The yesh makom, and there are places shik le hen gedolim, whose shkalim are large. Shehain kantarim, for they are kantarim. Oh, I have a footnote. It says you look in Bereshis Rabbah and Bava Metzia, and I guess it'll tell you kantarim. And in Old French, it's centaras. I'm sorry, centenars.
Centennial.
Centennial.
So this is where you got it from, but it says he said much and didn't do even a little.
Right, meaning he accepted, even when he did accept, he accepted large currency. Now, you're telling me that, well, listen, this is what Abram gave him. But
Well, I'm telling you two things. Number one, this is what Abraham gave him, like you just said. But number two, this field is extremely valuable. It's the burial place of Abba and Rechava. You might even say it's
but that doesn't justify him overcharging, taking too much money. Everything has a value. I mean, let's say a guy would have put in a bid, and in the old days, I don't know what's the most expensive building these days in Trump Tower. I don't know. Somebody put in a bid, and he way over the price. Okay, so now if a guy's honest, he says, "Well, that's way over the price. I'm not. It's not fair to take such a high price." Anyway, but that's what Rashi's pointing out over here. It wasn't just paying 400 silver shekels, but it seems that the term shekel was a variable. That's why I used the example of Canadian dollars and American dollars and Hong Kong dollars. There's all different kinds of dollars.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's go on. So we got up to Shani now. Let's go on now. We'll have time for one more pasuk.
Okay.
Meir.
It says, Vayakam Stefrom Asher B'machpela Asher Lifnei Mamrei Hasadeh
Hashem say
V'ham'ara.
Mamre, comma.
Oh, Mamre, comma. Okay. Oh, then Hasadeh V'ham'ara Asher Bo V'chol Ha'etz Asher Basadeh Asher B'chol Gevulo Saviv. Okay, so it says, let's see, in Ephron's field, which was in Machpelah, facing Mamre. Let's see, stood. Okay. And the field and the cave, and with that was in it, I guess, and all the trees in the field, which was its entire boundary, Saviv, all around it, I guess. Okay, so there are trees that surrounded the field. Okay, Rashi says, Vayakam Ste'efron.
Now, 1 second. If you just take these posuks, now the posuk seems like to end off in limbo.
Yeah, it does.
The field of Ephron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, the field and the cave that was in it, and all the trees, and which one the thing Hashavua Saviv arose. Now, what does that mean? There's what do you call it? It's kind of witchcraft, which is called do levitation. I think it's called now. You get the things to fly up in the air, levitate. Anyway, but this is talking about a field over here, right? So what's the meaning of the rose? So this is what is bothering Rashi.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's okay. Vayakam Ste'efron. In the field, I guess which rose got up? Vayakam, huh? Okay, Tekuma Haitalo. It was Tekuma elevated, I guess. It was Sheyatsa Miyad Chedyot. Because it left the hand of a commoner. Okay. Liyad Melech. Oh, to the hand
Went
of
into the hands
king.
of a king.
Wow.
So therefore, in this way, it means in this sense, the field of Ephron became elevated.
Okay. Became elevated. And Upshuto Shel Mikra, so the
well, that's the midrashic explanation.
okay.
Mikra,
So
but
this
the
is
straightforward explanation of the pasuk is, and I'll just explain what it means, is that this pasuk has to be read together with the next pasuk. That means Vayokom stay Ephron, etc. LeAvram lemikna le'nei b'nei ches b'chol b'oi shari roi. Means the field of Ephron arose to Avram as an acquisition. And this is a term, like a colloquial phrase, but that's the form of terminology used in Hebrew, right? If you want to say that a field changed hands, means it vayokom la'avram lemikna le'ibnei ches. It arose to be to Avram as an acquisition.
Okay.
And that's why I translated. I translated actually vayokom meaning as was transferred. So that's what Rashi says. Upshuta shemika vayokom asodeh v'amora sheboy la'avram lemikna. Meaning you read this pasuk and the next pasuk together.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Very good. Yes.
Yeah. Should we just okay? We have time to do one more pasuk, then we'll finish off the chapter here.
Okay, fine with me.
We've got 4 minutes left. You want to just read the next pasuk, Lou? Pasuk Yud Ches?
I already put my book away. Why don't you do it, Mayor?
Okay.
Okay, hold it. Yud Chet. It says Avraham le'michna le'enei b'nei chet b'chol ba'ei sha'ar yiro. Okay, so what's that? So let's see. And after
Avram as an acquisition, le'enei b'nei ches, for all b'nei ches to in the presence of the b'nei ches, b'chol boy shairoi, right? Among all those who came to the gateway of the city.
Oh.
So Rashi says, Bekerev Kulam, right? Before all of them, B'mamad Kulam, in the presence of all of them, Hikneu lo.
Uh-huh. So the whole city were witnesses. Okay, very nice.
Right. So that's why Rashi's pointing out, that's why this pasuk is added, the phrase at the end, B'chol boy sha'iroi, meaning there was everybody there, nobody raised any objection, and this was like a unanimously agreed upon sale. And that's what the Be'iko of the pasuk wants to point out over here. Okay, fine.
Okay.
We'll stop here, and I wish everybody a good day.
Okay.
Okay, have a good day.